Warning. The following podcast may occasionally contain strong language and material that is not suitable for all ages. If you are easily offended, it is highly advised that you turn back now. However, if you're a degenerate, welcome, brethren. You've found your home.
Welcome to the Crime Diner. Our floors are sticky, our stories are icky, but the food is damn skippy. We're a podcast of true crime, cults, mysteries, and weird shit. We do this within a Dinner with Friends theme. I'm Nydia.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Cindy.
Last week on the Crime Diner, we shared a story that included a tropical island setting, an economic downfall, a bank on the heels of a scandal, and the usual animal sacrifices to the finance gods. You know, boring banking shit. I covered the murder of Maurice Spagnoletti and the downfall of the Doral Bank of Puerto Rico.
I was not expecting all of the animal sacrifice when you were saying you had a financial story to talk about.
Right.
I was like,
you know,
pardon me?
Animal sacrifices in the boardroom. That's not what they teach you in business school.
Certainly not the use.
No.
I was into it, though.
I imagine there's not a Santeria 101 when you go to business school.
Yeah, and you know, I've been thinking about it for the last week.
Really? Have you?
Yeah, and I've been thinking, maybe that's why I still have to work like a 9 to 5. I'm just not doing enough animal sacrificing.
I can't kill a fly, so I don't know that I can do any animal sacrifices for financial gain.
All right.
Unless we're talking about maybe sushi?
I'm sorry.
How's that?
Say some more. Say more words about this.
okay, so I could kill a fish.
Okay.
To eat it.
All right.
And consume its energy in a Santeria type of thing, but I don't think that'll work. A chicken, though.
You grew up around killing chickens, right?
Yes, my grandmother could snap the chicken neck in seconds.
All right.
She would just
You didn't inherit that?
Not so much.
No, we're not into it. I don't blame you. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So what's your story about?
I am going to tell you the shocking story of how a serial killer's sadistic tendencies enacted justice upon himself in the end.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I'm not upset about that.
You're not going to be upset about it at all.
Great.
You're going to love it.
Great.
You're going to love it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. And if you want to skip directly to that, I want to remind you that we're about to get our chat on. So go to the timestamps. Mm-hmm. They're ribbed for your pleasure.
Yeah. Right? I got nothing to add to that.
Right? And Dana's going to share that story, but first, the food. Let us pray. Bless us, O patrons, for these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy donations through Patreon every month under the power of the V podcast.
Cult.
The fuck?
Venus Schnitzel?
Schnitzel.
Yes.
And German potato salad.
Yes.
And just a side of mushrooms with asparagus.
Fuck yeah.
Wait, what? What's that?
Schnitzel. It's pounded pork chops, basically. Mm-hmm. Boneless pork chops, breaded, and you drizzle lemon juice over it.
Oh, so that's why you were with the German accent?
Yes.
My name is Inga.
That's right.
Wow.
We love Venus Schnitzel.
Okay. I love the way Cindy says potato salad.
German potato salad.
Potato salad.
Well, that's what you're getting.
I'm very excited about German food.
Oh, yes.
That's why she didn't give me a weird theme this week, because she was like, yes, Cindy's making German food this week.
Yes, I do like to make you work for it a little bit, like earn your keep around here. But I love German food, so I'm really excited.
You know, Puerto Ricans are known for their German food. Let's eat.
What do you think of schnitzel?
It was good.
You love it?
It was good.
I
mean,
schnitzel.
That was a lot of meat.
Yes.
Considering that I like a lot of meat. That's pork. And I've heard that pork is the closest thing to human.
You have heard that. I think out of any podcast that ever existed, we have discussed it enough that pork has got to be the consistency of human meat. So if you pound it out
Yes.
a gluteus maximus.
Right.
Breaded it.
Right.
Fried it.
Right.
Squeezed a little lemon on it.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Right. So Cindy's meat is ass. Is that what you're saying?
It's comparable, I think.
It's comparable to ass.
I
Yeah.
hate both of y'all.
I liked it.
It's really good. I loved it.
Yeah.
I am here for, European food all the time.
I love to eat ass.
We know.
No, you know what I really enjoyed? Her potatoes were not the creamy smoothie potatoes anymore. They were like substantial potato chunks.
So that was German potato salad.
Oh.
So like
okay.
how we have potato salad and it's like mayonnaise based and whatever.
Right.
That's basically the same, a comparable thing, but it's like vinegary and it's got a little tang to it. And honestly,
Yeah.
it goes great with the schnitzel. I don't know. Like normally when you get schnitzel, it comes with almost like a gnocchi. They're like these little pasta potato-y type dough balls.
Is it like a
dumpling.
gnocchi?
It's sort of like a gnocchi, but it's more like you boil it and like it's not so like defined shaped. Like it goes through this little thing and they come out like it's like a cross between a noodle and a gnocchi.
You're really fucking German.
I love it. I'm actually not really any German. I'm mostly Russian, but
I was about to say, are you talking about spitzel? Because I've made spitzel.
yes, but that usually pairs, like you'll see that a lot of times next to schnitzel. Mm-hmm. And
Wait, schnitzel and spitzel?
yeah, spetzel.
Spetzel.
Yeah.
Schnitzel and spetzel.
Yeah. I think they pair well together. Like that's how I've had them in the past.
Well, what I enjoyed most about the meal was the mushroom / asparagus little combo she had.
Which was like the only not German thing on the plate.
Absolutely not. It was just a side of
Just
something.
a side, yeah.
It was very tangy and zingy. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I added a little lemon to that just so that it matched well with the schnitzel.
I like the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
I
it was all good.
I love a mushroom. I've said it a
Yeah.
million times.
I mean, I did like when you're like, I'm done eating so we can get back to recording. I was like, scrape. As much as I could.
Both German recipes were from Just Like Oma
Oh,
website.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, is Oma French for grandmother?
Sure, French.
Yes, it's French. It is.
I meant German.
Yes.
German for grandmother?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oma.
What about the beer?
The beer is called Paulaner. Paulaner Munchen. It's a Munich wheat.
Beer. That says beer. It's in cursive, I know. And it's small. I know.
I'm a Gen Z. I don't know cursive. It's fucking, I'm blind because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm fucking blind.
Paulaner Hefe Weisen. I'll tell you what, a couple of weeks ago you did a story about a Mexican grandmother who was a wrestler and killed a bunch of people, and we drank Modelo.
Yeah.
And
That was delicious.
now, like, I'm a Rolling Rock girl. Whenever I drink beer, I generally only drink Rolling Rock. I have since I was like 21. That's my beer, you know?
Right.
I have been drinking Modelo since that episode.
Uh-huh.
I've had a couple of 6-packs over the course of the last few weeks.
Have you now?
And yeah, I really like Modelo now.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, this is fucking good.
Okay.
I really like this, and I can just get this anywhere?
I
Like
got
a
it
liquor
from
store?
our main liquor store, the big one, but it's local. And it was $10 for a 6-pack, so
All
it
right.
wasn't a lot of money.
Fair enough.
This is really tasty.
Yeah, I love this. I prefer beer all the time, always.
I can have beer for breakfast.
Would you talk again about the intervention that we just had a couple of weeks ago?
What do you mean?
We're here to discuss your drinking, Nydia.
Okay.
As Cindy's like, there's another beer in the fridge for you.
I'm drinking...
I took offense to that shit.
I don't drink beer, so I'm here drinking the total opposite of whatever you guys are drinking, which is a Malibu Bay Breeze.
Oh, yeah, that couldn't get further from a German beer. A Malibu Bay Breeze. This bougie bitch.
I mean,
How's your spring break going? You're off work on spring break?
okay, spring break.
Yeah.
Okay. When I have a break from my normal 9 to 5, I fucking work, bitch.
Yeah, you're a dummy.
Like, you better
You
work.
better work, bitch.
That's fucking right. In the famous words of RuPaul, the goddess herself,
You better work.
I wake up first thing in the morning and I make my way downstairs. Making my way downstairs. And I fucking make my little cup of coffee, feed my dogs, and get to fucking work.
Dummy.
Okay?
You big dummy.
Me and my boyfriend built a closet, mostly him, and mostly I supervised. But he, you know, like, I tell him, hey, this is what we're doing, and he does it.
Oh, Russell.
No, you know what? He was proud of it. So we built a closet.
You know what? She's like, you know what? He was proud. We're going to have to consult with Russell and make sure he's okay.
And he's got
Russell, blink twice if you... Blink twice if you need help, Russell.
He will fucking blink twice.
He's over there like, blink, blink, blink. I can hear his blinking from another house. He's going to start a tornado with his eyelashes, just blinking hard as hell.
He's like... I'm like, hey, we're on break, so that means we have a honey-do list, right? And he's like, moo.
He's like, what the fuck, man?
And so, okay, so he complies with me, right? And we make all these fucking shit.
Like he has a choice.
So we did this closet. It's just like a little storage room / closet. So we built that, and the next thing that we're going to make is we're going to build a movie theater in our basement, like the one that we had at our old house.
Good.
You know?
I can't wait for it.
Oh, yes.
Then we had come over and watch Rue down there.
Oh, my God.
Because I'm currently, my situation with Rue is in my hot tub, which I thoroughly enjoy. But I would love to, like, you know, hang out with someone and watch Rue.
Oh, my God.
I mean, like, that is happening a little bit for me, but, like, I would love to sit in the movie theater with the recliners.
Yes, and the popcorn and the sodas and all that shit. Yes.
All of that,
So we plan on doing it like making it like big, right?
All right.
So we're in the process of, you know, finishing the basement because we had a little leak in there. And so we're doing that. And we're also doing yard work because I like the front of my house to be like showstopper.
Yeah.
I have this really pretty farmhouse kind of like house.
Is that what that looks like? That's what a farmhouse looks like?
The siding on her house, she means.
It's
Oh, I know what she meant.
Yeah. No, it's not a farmhouse.
It's called modern farmhouse. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Sure.
So anyway, so it's like, it looks really pretty. It's like white with black windows. Yeah. It's really pretty, right? So it's like very Pinterest worthy.
If you do say so yourself.
I like people that pass by, they're always like, oh, this house is so pretty, you know? So anyway, I designed it myself. I saw it on Pinterest and I designed it, and it was just like, it's my house. I'm very proud of the outside of my house.
Your house is beautiful.
And I do like all these flowers and everything. And so that's what we're starting on.
Cool.
So we have literally not stopped working. Also, I'm remodeling. Well, I was helping my sister remodel my mom's bedroom. She wanted that for her Mother's Day gift.
Okay.
So we did that, and we took on more than we could chew.
Of course you did.
I started to paint her furniture, her bedroom furniture, and quit halfway.
Oh my God.
And she was like, I'm like, look, I'll just fucking buy you a new bedroom set. I'm fucking done with this. I'm so tired. My sister, I was painting the baseboards, and my sister knocked something off the dresser, something being my mom's very heavy jewelry chest, directly onto my fucking shoulder.
Uh-oh.
If that shit would have hit my head, it would have cracked my head wide open.
I think she might have done it on purpose. I know your sister.
She laughed. She fucking giggled.
After it hit you, she was like, watch out.
Yeah. And then my mom comes in and she's like, did my jewelry box really break? I'm like, my shoulder's hanging off, ladies.
I'm bleeding.
Yeah. So anyway, so we did that. But we did eat out a couple times.
Okay, good.
So we went to the local Applebee's. And I ran into some students.
Did you?
Yes,
That's so fun.
It was a whole ass booth of my students.
No.
A whole ass booth.
Oh, that's so fun.
There was like 8 of them.
To them, you're like a dog walking around on its hind legs when they see you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like a little bit of celebrity.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not what I said, but all right.
So we sit down, and the kids are like, Miss Apollonia! Yeah, and they were like, they didn't realize that me and my boyfriend were together because we're both teachers at the same school.
They do now.
He's the computer guy, and he used to be a teacher too, but now he's a computer guy. And so they see us together, and they're like, oh my God, they're together? What?
Like, this is a business meeting.
So anyway, that was kind of cute.
I read an article that made me think of you and how you would handle this situation.
Okay.
A kindergartner, and I know you teach middle school, so this is actually probably more likely to happen to you than a kindergartner. But
you'd be surprised.
A kindergartner brought a little snack to school to share with her friends, and it was Jose Cuervo margaritas.
Oh my God, I love her. Student of the month.
She got a bunch of this fucking kindergartners drunk.
No, she did. Stop. No, she didn't.
Yeah. So a bunch of the kids came home and like told their parents like that one of the little girls brought like mixers to the class and shared them with the class. And the little kids knew. They said, we knew it was like beer or something. Like they said, like they drank it and they knew.
Why did the teacher not stop
I don't think the teacher noticed it, like at first. So, or at all, I guess. And one of the little kids said she felt woozy and a little dizzy. So, of course, the parents are fucking pissed. And they, like, call the school and they, like, trying to hold the teacher and the school accountable, which,
of course.
But I kind of felt like, I don't know, we got away with a lot. I mean, kindergarten is kindergarten, right? But, like, we certainly got away with a lot of shit that, like, teachers would have never fucking known what we were doing. So, like, I don't know. It's not like the teacher handed out fucking margaritas to the kindergartners, you know?
Right.
Yeah, the parents were fucking pissed. So anyway, yeah, this was in Michigan at a school called Grand River Academy. The little girl brought in, like, the pre-mixed Jose Cuervo, and she poured it into a cup for the other kids to drink.
Right.
And she told the other kids, like, it's alcohol. You know, it's liquor, she said. And the little kid told the teacher, and the teacher just gave her a funny face. So maybe she didn't believe her that she was drinking alcohol. But yeah, the kids, like, just got drunk. Like, kindergartners got, like, a little boozy.
Also, I think a lot of times kids play pretend and they're like, I'm having alcohol.
Yeah, right.
And it's just juice.
Right.
And they're like,
no, this bitch brought in straight up Jose Cuervo margarita mixers. So what would you do if you caught one of your kids drinking? I mean, I guess there's protocol of some sort, but...
If I caught my kids drinking, Jesus Christ. I mean, I would take them to the nurse. That's our protocol. You send them to the nurse, and the nurse makes an evaluation. But I've never had that because I run a tight ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So when I was in high school, of course I was in high school, so like this is a little bit more like, you know, we weren't allowed to bring water bottles like that were...
Water bottles,
like a hydro flask or something. Yeah. You couldn't bring those to school, though we didn't have a hydro flask back then, but like you couldn't bring something that wasn't like a plastic water bottle because it could have alcohol in it. We would just bring regular water bottles and like just have like vodka in them. And like...
That's a lot. That's a decision.
I wasn't like a huge drinker in high school, so that really wasn't my jam. Like, I just smoked a lot of pot before I went to school, and that, like, usually did the trick for me.
Uh-huh.
But I remember we had a child development class. And like,
what's a child development
So
class?
it was, like, a class that, like, I guess, like, quote-unquote, like, prepped you to be, like, a school teacher.
Oh, my God. David took that class.
Oh, really? It's a great class.
Like, so good at that class.
Yeah, it's a fun class. So it's, like, basically a preschool. Like, the kids from the community come in and you teach them.
Yeah.
You have to make lesson plans and whatever. I kind of felt like it was, like... Because we had so many teen moms that, like, it was like, listen, guys, this is how you have to fucking deal with little kids, you know? But it's, like, a prep class for, like, becoming a teacher. And I remember this girl in my class was just like, I bought weed for the first time in that class. and
was it from a kid?
Like, from another student. Not one of the, like, preschoolers.
Not one of the littles?
Not one of the littles, yeah. And then this girl, Carrie, I like was just thinking about this recently, I guess because of this article, that she, like, had a water bottle, and it was straight vodka. And I was like, girl, are you okay? Because that class was early. The kids got dropped off at, like, you know, the first 3 periods of the day.
Sounds like Carrie needed an intervention.
I think she did. I think she got one.
Oh, my God.
But I love that class. And we all had, like, our favorite little students. Like, I can remember, like, I have a picture of me and Andrew. He was, like, this cute little boy. And I must have been, like, their Christmas, like, we would teach them. That was how we learned the days of the week in Spanish. Because we had to, like, the days of the week, you know. And we had to, like, make a little Christmas play with them. And I had I have a picture with me and him, and he has, like, a little bow tie on and his little, like, checkered vest. And he was so cute. That kid's probably, like, 25 now.
Oh, my
No, I mean,
God.
He's got to be older. Yeah, he's probably, like, 25 or 28.
Can you imagine?
He probably is Natalie's age.
I know.
You know what
My
I mean?
Natalie just turned 28. But here's the thing, David, when he was taking that class, he would come home with the fucking funniest stories.
Yeah, they're so funny.
They're so cute at that age and so freaking funny.
Yeah.
And they had their little cliques.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell their personalities, like what they're going to be like when they're older.
Well, and you could see them, and they were, you know, 2 and 3 and 4 years old. You know, it was a preschool. Mm-hmm. Like, I can still remember, like, Angelique was the girl.
Yeah.
Angelique she was the it girl at 2 years old. Like, all of the kids wanted to be friends with Angelique, you know, and they all, like, flocked around Angelique. And I was like, ooh, I don't think I would have liked Angelique at all.
But here's the thing, though. Natalie was an Angelique.
Was she?
Yeah, she was. She was, like, she was really, really popular.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going to, like, her first grade, you know, like, back to school night or whatever, or teacher conference. And the teacher was like, you know, Natalie's very popular. I don't know how important that is to you. But, like, kids would gravitate towards her. And David, too.
Yeah.
And then, like, then they just lost interest in that. Like, they,
certainly.
you know, they're not, like, they weren't, like, the leaders or anything, but they weren't, like, followers either. You know what I mean? Like, they're not that type of people.
Yeah.
They kind of keep to themselves.
It is interesting to, like, I mean, I've never been a teacher, but I bet it is, like, kind of fun to sort of watch that happen, you know, as the kids, you get to know the kids throughout the year, and, like, that's kind of cool.
The dynamics
yeah,
of
it's
it,
kind of cool.
You know? Yeah.
Well,
it's
anyway,
really interesting.
I'm glad you haven't had any kids get all drunk.
No. No.
Never?
No.
Never?
I run a really tight ship. Like, I have a very small classroom. I mean,
I guess you teach younger kids too. They're middle schoolers.
They're I teach between 10 and 13.
Yeah, that's pretty young.
So, I mean, you'd be surprised the shit that my kids do.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I was a full asshole by the time I was 13.
Yeah, but, like, you have to come to my room to see that it runs like a little home.
Yeah.
Like, I run it like a little home, and, like, I only teach, the maximum that I have is 9 kids.
Yeah.
And I have 2 assistants that work with me, and we run a tight ship.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, though. My classroom is a lot of fun. But anyway, we've covered enough ground, right?
Yeah, I think
you have a story to tell us.
No, we have to have dessert, babe.
I still haven't learned this job.
Ooh, what is it? It's apple-y.
Fancy.
It's apples?
It's a German apple cake.
Yes.
Go ahead and try to pronounce
is
it.
it?
It starts with an A.
So it's called Apfelkuchen. And it's like an apple cake, right? Mm-hmm. And you really didn't bring us caramel?
I didn't bring you caramel. It doesn't...
This bitch was like, it's supposed to have caramel in it. I thought you would really like the caramel, but I didn't bring it, so fuck all the way off. That's what this bitch really just said.
No, I said was...
That's what she said.
That I was going to bring you caramel. And I think you would have liked the caramel. It actually does not come with caramel. This is it. I gave you the classic.
That looks like it's going to feel like sand in your mouth.
Well, I want some Apfelkuchen.
Cooking.
Apfelkuchen? I want some.
Put that shit in your mouth and shut up.
Fuck.
All right, let's go. How was your Apfelkuchen? Apfelkuchen?
Apfelkuchen.
It
was Apfelkuchen.
It really was.
It was almost like a sponge cake, kind of, but not sponge. I wouldn't call it a sponge cake.
You know what it was sort of like? The texture-wise was sort of like a Little Debbie coffee cake.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Thank
but
you.
like it had apple on the top.
Right. It's like if a coffee cake had apple instead of the little coffee crumble thingies.
Ooh, it would have been good with some coffee crumble.
Oh, my Lord.
So good. But I love apple anything.
You know what? You know how they say it's American as apple pie?
Yeah.
But a lot of European desserts that we've had
I know.
have apples on them.
They must be like, America, literally shut the fuck up. Like
your apple
we have
pies.
apples.
Yeah.
We have apples, like lots of them.
Yeah.
Like why did we even say that?
And lots of apple desserts. Like
lots of like apple streusel, apple crumb cake, like German apple cake, like Jewish apple cake. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck, America? Why do we do that?
Like apples are not exclusive to America.
Yeah, why is that such an American thing? It's so strange.
Get the fuck over yourself.
Us. We should get over ourselves.
Right. Anyway.
And honestly, like all of the apple desserts,
yeah,
apple pie is probably my least favorite.
Really?
I mean, I like
an
apple pie. I like apple pie, but like over an apple cake or an apple streusel or like an apple dumpling, please forget it.
No, I like an apple pie over all of those.
Really? Mm-hmm. All right, America.
Yeah. I would take apple crisp.
Ooh, I love apple crisp.
Girl,
yes,
don't talk about my apple crisp.
Now, and I would say that this dessert was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
As we always say, it would have been better with ice cream.
I mean,
of course.
That goes without saying.
It does go without saying.
It sounds like Dana needs to have ice cream in her freezer at all times.
So
okay.
Hopefully soon I'll have a kitchen.
Dana's freezer right now is the size of a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And it needs to be cleaned.
So we've been... The ongoing kitchen saga has been... I mean, had to been 2 months now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been without a kitchen. I have access to, like, cook my food and stuff, but finally today cabinets arrived. So, like, hopefully this kitchen situation will be under control in the next couple of weeks. But, like, when that happens...
Try a couple of months.
I hope not. But when that happens, I will start keeping vanilla ice cream in my freezer. I promise.
All these fucking promises. I'm
That's
going to hold you to
promise I
that.
make to you and to all of our listeners who want to hear me eat vanilla ice cream with my desserts.
Yeah, they're like they're sitting on the edge of their seat.
On the edge of their seats. They're gripping with their long toenails. Their long finger toes. They're just like perched on the edge of their seat.
I just got a fucking image of yellow toenails.
Real long ones to like hold them on tight.
Oh my god. Yo, speaking of toenails, I have ridges on my toenails and I think I'm fucking dying.
What do you mean ridges?
I looked it up and it says that.
Don't do that.
Like that's like a sign of
like a liver disease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like real bad. Kidney disease.
Kidney, yeah, right. Yeah.
And I need to go to as I drink down my second beer, I need to go like directly to the emergency room because I have fucking ridges on my toes. I just thought it's because I wear like really tight designer shoes.
I hate your guts.
But
I hate all of your guts.
Yeah, but I thought it was because of that, but I think I'm dying.
Yeah, no, like as soon as you're like funky toenails, you're like, no, something's actually going on in your body.
Yeah, no, for real.
All right, well, I love that update from you. Really appreciate it, truly. We'll keep us posted next week if you see it.
If I survive?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to hear a story?
Absolutely. Something that preferably doesn't have to do with toenails.
No, there are no toenails in this story.
No toenails.
No, but there
involved.
are body parts that we will discuss.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, I'm here for it.
Are you an adult that wants to read but doesn't really have the time or the attention span? Are you behind on your TV viewing and just want to know what's out there? Well, look no further than
Dustin Can Read and Watch.
I'm Dustin, and we've got modern and retro young adult and middle grade books.
Dustin Can Read.
We've got television and movies.
Dustin Can Watch.
Recent comedies, supernatural, musicals, and even the MCU. Show only meant for adults. Parents suggested to listen to the program before subjecting their children to idiocy. This program is not always safe for work. For more info on this podcast, hit me up on Instagram at Dustin Can Read or on Twitter at Dustin_Holden. Don't miss out. It's all going down on
Dustin Can Read and Watch.
So today I got my story from spiegelpanorama.com. That is like a German website newspaper situation.
Okay.
Focus Online, which is also another German newspaper situation. All That's Interesting, and Wikipedia. I'm going to tell you today about a German serial killer dubbed the Strangler of Aachen.
Okay.
He killed 5 women in the late 80s that we know of. Aachen is the westernmost city in Germany, and it borders Belgium and the Netherlands. So it's like fucking all the way to the west. And to my understanding, it's like a coal mining sort of town. There's about 249,000 people living there. It's the 28th largest city in Germany.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty big, yeah. They have beautiful buildings like universities and things. Like when you look up the city, you can see pictures of it. It's a very beautiful city. It has the biggest equestrian gathering in the world, and among horsemen, it's considered to be as prestigious as the tournament of Wimbledon is to tennis. I thought that was information you might want to know.
So it's not like the Preakness?
The what?
The Preakness?
Sure.
You don't know what the Preakness is?
No, I don't know what the Preakness.
It's a horse race.
No.
It's like a
You
really
down with the
prestigious.
Preakness?
It's a really prestigious American horse race. You fucking ignoramus.
I don't know anything about horse racing. The Scotch Club is the first ever discotheque in Germany. It's located in Aachen.
Discotheque?
Yeah. We're going to be talking about some discotheques.
Okay.
Also, like I mentioned, it's the home of a killer who would ambush women who were standing alone on the side of the road or who were looking for rides home.
That's not fun.
Very much less fun than horse races and discotheques, of course.
Yes.
He would have handcuffs, a rope, torture equipment, like ready at hand in his car. And this killer would go undetected for almost 2 decades.
So he worked from the 80s all the way to the 2000s?
So no, he only killed people that we know of from 1983 to 1990. Like, for seemingly in 1990, he stopped murdering, as far as we know. Very strange.
But that's not decades.
He doesn't get caught until the 2000s.
Oh, got it.
So the story starts with the victims. In July 1983, that's me.
That's your year.
That's my month and year.
Oh my God.
Marion Gerich, who was 18 years old, was waiting for the bus as a man in a convertible pulled up and offered her a ride. We will never know the reason that she ends up in the car with him, but she suddenly finds herself under attack by a man who wants to rape her. Marion fights back with all her might and was even able to break the windshield of the car. She was able to fend off the rape the man was trying to commit, but only because he strangled her with a rope first. Her body was found naked and bound in a fishing pond nearby.
Oh my God.
In February 1984, 15-year-old Andrea Vernick spent the evening at a local nightclub, and after the party was over, she took the very 80s-tastic way home, and she hitchhiked. A man in a convertible picked up the schoolgirl and offered to take her home. This time, the unknown assailant is unfortunately successful and manages to rape her before he strangles her.
Aww.
Later, her body is found dumped on a dirt road.
This is making me really sad.
Yeah, I'm just getting all of the sadness out in the beginning. August 31st, 1984. And so there's like seemingly many months. Yeah, a pattern, definitely a pattern. But many months in between these killings. You know,
He's
July,
probably
February.
Doing the whole fucking struggling with, you know, his actions and not being able to control himself,
the
and
cooling
then going
down,
back. Yeah.
Building up. Yeah, maybe. August 31st, 1984, after dancing the night away at the discotheque, 17-year-old Angelica Seal.
Oh, she was a baby.
They all were. All except the last one, but mostly, I mean, she was still young too. She gets into her murderer's car on the way home. The young student's body is discovered in a wooded area, dressed only in a bra and stockings. October 1987, 18-year-old Marion Lauvin was waiting for the bus when she was abducted by a man in a convertible. She was brutally raped and murdered. Her killer drives an hour across the country with her in the trunk until he finds a place to leave her naked and covers her body with leaves.
So he's like out there in a convertible just fucking doing
He goes back and forth between a convertible and a Mercedes. But yeah.
That's ballsy, a convertible, because like he's using handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's got the top up. I think like my thought process is, and this is just like conjecture, obviously, because we don't really know what happened, but my thought process is he probably like pulls up in this flashy car and it like, you know, disarms them a little bit. You
gives
know,
them a sense of like security.
I'll take you home. Hop in.
Yeah,
you had fun at the bar all night, at the discotheque, you know, and they're like, it's a fun convertible or it's a Mercedes Benz. It's a big deal, you know, especially to 15, 16, 17-year-olds, you know,
impressionable.
Right. That thing is sort of like a big deal.
Right.
So now it's June 16th, 1990. Sabine Newman disappeared on her way home from the discotheque. Her killer dragged the 31-year-old into his Mercedes, where he raped and strangled her.
This girl was 31?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm wondering if she just like looked younger and he didn't realize how old she actually was.
Probably.
Because everybody else was a teenager and she was 31.
Yeah, right.
So
she doesn't fit the profile.
Right. And the profile is so odd. They had straight hair, curly hair, blonde hair, brown hair.
So he didn't have a type.
I think it was more of like who was there and like happened to look young and be opportunistic is the word.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Her skeletonized corpse was found later in a forest.
Jesus Christ.
The public prosecutor would later say that they believed she was so scared that she didn't put up any resistance. Ooh, that gave me chills. So then these murders seemingly stop. Just no more murders after 1990. He's thought to be involved in one more, but we just don't know specifically. So let's fast forward 17 years. It's March 2007, and a man named Leo Egidius Schiffer is arrested for theft of scrap metal. The husband and father was asked by police to give a voluntary saliva sample for the database, and he does so willingly. No big deal. Once the DNA is entered into the database, there's a match to DNA that had been entered in 2003 from one of the cases of the Strangler of Aachen. A day later, his DNA is matched to 4 more cases. So all of those cases ended up being all 5 cases.
Wait, so he gets arrested for stealing scrap metal.
Right.
They take his spit.
Voluntarily.
And they match him to these murders. Mm-hmm. I fucking love that. Mm-hmm. Why are we not funding that?
And it seems like, this is just my guess, but in Europe, that they're just being like, hey, give us your sample. And people are like, yeah, sure. And they just do it, you know?
But I think that when you get arrested, like, you have to give it.
I mean, I think you should have to give it, yeah.
As far as I know, they do DNA swabs now for those that get arrested.
Like violent crimes or something.
Convicted.
Oh, convicted. See, this guy wasn't even convicted. He was just, it was his, he was arrested for a scrap metal thing.
Right.
So, like, it would, to me, I'm like, yeah, get everybody's DNA.
Fucking,
like, I mean, I know we, like, have rights, quote unquote, but, like, fuck you, and impinge on them all the rest of the time. Like, take everybody's fucking DNA. Like, let's get these murders solved, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, I think you just stepped on some questions.
Like what?
I mean, some people kind of, like, really want their
people
rights.
Love their rights. Yeah, no, I get, and you know, and it's like the same thing when you think about the CCTV thing, right?
I know.
And it's like, yeah, but, like, if you're not a piece of shit,
right, you want
then
people
who cares?
You want people to be protected, but
right.
There's also rights, and there's also, like, privacy laws.
Right. And I guess the problem is, like, when you start thinking of, like,
it's a fine line.
The, 1984 situation, where, like, Big Brother is watching every single thing we do, and then,
exactly.
like, where does the line end where your rights start to get impinged on? Like, impinged is not the word. Impeded on? Whatever. Yeah. Like, where does that line end? Like, because for people who follow true crime and aren't murderers and rapists, right. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah, take everybody's DNA. We love that the Golden State Killer got caught that way. I think it's amazing.
Exactly.
I love it.
But your DNA in the hands of big business could
right.
keep you from getting insurance. And,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
also
double-edged
universal health care,
sword.
then we wouldn't have to worry about that. But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just,
right. But, like, life
right.
insurance and things like that.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Okay. No, right. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that it's like, I can sweepingly make this broad statement, right? I get that.
Right.
Like, that's what...
It's complex.
It's complicated.
Let's go back to the story.
Yeah. Also, so when he's arrested, he initially confesses to the crime, divulging information that only the killer would know.
I'm sorry, he gets arrested for what? For stealing the...
Initially the scrap metal.
Right.
And then once his DNA comes back, they arrest him.
Oh, okay.
He initially confesses to the murders.
Initially.
Until
he gets a lawyer.
Right. But then in January 2008, in a letter to the judge, he recants his confession, and his lawyers are saying that there were irregularities, quote unquote, during the interrogation.
Yeah, but DNA doesn't fucking lie.
It really doesn't. Also, neither does you saying things that, like, only the murderer would know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The fuck? His lawyer would later say, my client has tendencies toward sadomaso sex practices. He is always the slave and wants to be punished. The criminal defense theory is a masochist cannot commit sadistic acts. He claims that...
Wait, a masochist is sadistic, isn't it?
Well, like, so he's like, he would be like the one that, like, likes the pain. He doesn't inflict the pain.
Okay, but I mean, come on now.
Right. So he claims that the only reason that he confessed was that pretrial detention and punishment for these crimes that he did not commit aroused him.
Okay, but his DNA says otherwise.
DNA schmeana.
Oh, fuck all the way off.
So let me tell you a little bit about Leo Egidius Schiffer. He was born in 1956 in Germany. He had been trained as a nurse and worked as an insurance agent for a while before he was arrested for stealing the scrap metal. He tried repeatedly to become self-employed, but ultimately was never successful. He played tennis, he drove expensive cars, he had a Harley Davidson. He lived above his means and eventually would have to auction off his modern bungalow.
Bungalow?
Yes.
Modern bungalow, okay.
He was married for a third time when he was arrested, and his wife, the mother of his 8-year-old son, stood by his side all through the trial and whatever. She said that he was a caring husband and a loving father, and there was simply no way he could have been responsible for these crimes. Which, lady.
DNA, motherfucker.
Lady.
DNA.
So he recants his confession. DNA. Pff, what DNA? He knew the details of the case. Says who? But the court relied on the DNA traces
they should have.
that were present at the crime scene, as well as the repeated confession that proves he knew details of the case. S&M be damned, you know? He was found guilty on August 19th, 2008 by the regional court for murder in 5 cases and 2 cases of rape. He was sentenced to life in prison. Appeals were rejected in June 2009. He serves his time. End of story. Serial killer caught. Goodbye. And that's my story.
Okay, good night, guys.
Well.
Shut up. Stop.
Well,
I was waiting for the twist.
Wait.
the confession, because he's into sadomasochism,
Okay.
may have held a little more weight than we initially gave it.
Wait. Okay, I'm going to let you finish.
Just a very quick reminder to those of you who aren't sure. Sadomasochism is an interaction, especially a sexual activity, in which one person enjoys inflicting physical or mental suffering on another person who derives pleasure from experiencing the pain. Right?
Got it.
So it would stand to reason that maybe he does like to be physically and mentally tormented, right?
Okay.
So maybe he did confess because the thought of being in prison thrilled him or whatever. And maybe
but DNA.
So on the morning of July 22nd, 2018.
2018?
Yeah, so he'd been in prison for like 10 years at this point.
Okay.
He had been kept in solitary confinement in Germany. Oh, for 8 years. He was there for 8 years. I wrote that down.
In solitary confinement?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He was found dead in his cell, which is an odd thing for someone who's in solitary confinement, right?
No, because, like, you would commit suicide from not hearing from anybody or not talking.
Maybe,
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. What he did was he removed the cable from his bedside lamp.
Okay.
You know, the electrical cable. He wound it around his nipples and his penis.
Uh-huh.
And then he plugged it into the power socket.
Youch.
To masturbate.
That's
So
a
he-
shocking end.
He got a purple nurple. And Dirkpole.
Guard to unlock the cell found his body still hooked up to the electricity. All of it.
Right.
The whole front side. A post-mortem autopsy revealed that the 62-year-old convict died of heart failure as a result of an electrical current flowing through his chest, and he accidentally killed himself with electrical shocks while masturbating.
My mouth is, like, wide open.
I have been, like, dying to tell you this story. I know there's not a lot there, but, like, yeah.
You know how, like people, like, do that tuned in Tokyo thing where, like, they grabbed each other's nipples?
Yeah, purple nurple. Yeah, you said it.
Bro, he fucking tuned himself in Tokyo.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in Germany.
Well, yeah, tuned in Germany. Wow.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's shocking. It's definitely shocking. His wife said that he definitely was not suicidal. His lawyer said he was not suicidal. The jail said there were no, like, signs of suicide. There were no signs, like, notes or anything. Like,
Yeah.
he was just...
Horny.
Uh-huh.
Horny for electricity.
And into, he was into S&M. Like, and he
So
was...
then, okay, but, like, still he killed those girls.
I mean, yes, of course. Yeah, he definitely killed them.
Yeah.
I mean, the DNA, in 5 different cases, they were all linked. The cases were all linked already, but, like,
Right.
he was called, like, the Strangler of Aachen or whatever.
Right.
But, like, they were called the discotheque murders. Like, they were called the hitchhiker murders. And not all of the women were hitchhiking. Some of them were, like, literally abducted from bus stops,
Okay.
So these cases, the murders were all already, like, an unsolved, like, series of crimes that were happening in Germany.
Right.
But to have your DNA show up for one of them and then the rest of the 4,
Right.
dude, what are you saying? Of course you did this. Like,
Right,
this
yeah.
doesn't, like,
I mean, it
of
goes
course
without
you did
saying.
this,
If
yeah.
your DNA was there, your DNA is
Right.
there. Like,
If your DNA is there in every case, too,
yeah, it's a done deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's a done deal. But
there was,
damn.
there was, like, all this back and forth with him and his lawyers. And, like, of course, it's his lawyer's job to, like,
I mean, yeah,
get him off.
right. Not like
Theoretically.
in the literal sense.
That would cost extra, I think.
I mean, yeah, that would cost extra. Okay, so he fucking. But why would they allow him to have, like, a lamp in solitary
I mean, I
confinement?
don't think they, like... I mean, so, okay, so, like, I think... Well, first of all, prison in other countries,
Yeah.
especially European ones,
Right.
are not quite as, like, barren as they are here. But I also think, like, people are allowed to have lamps. No, I think some of them are pretty nice, actually. Like, so I sort of... No, seriously, like...
I'm, like, staring at Dana.
No, seriously, prisons in, like, Sweden and other countries that, like, really work on reform and not, you know, rehabilitation and not just, like, punishment, they, like... force them to go through schooling, they force them to go to therapy, they like have these beautiful rooms, and like it's a totally different I don't know that that's the case in Germany, I don't, but like when we think of solitary confinement here in America, we think of like a bed, no pillow, no blanket, like a concrete floor and wall, no window, maybe a little small window that they can like look into the women's side across the other like solitary confinement side, maybe like see people playing basketball in the yard and shit. But like, I mean, that was a lot, but but like there,
Dana's watched the movie.
I think it just maybe I've seen a lot of crime movies. I think maybe my impression there of what jail is probably more like is like he just had a cell that was by himself, and you know maybe he didn't have like access to a full library or whatever, but like he probably has a lamp and like maybe some books and things and like paper to write on, and I picture like a woolly, scratchy blanket, but like still a blanket. Like a flat pillow. It's like not real comfortable, but like if you fold it in half, maybe it would work.
Oh, wow, you've really done some of the homework on this.
I was thinking about it, yeah.
Wow, so camping.
Camping, yes, exactly.
With a lamp.
Camping with a lamp.
Wow.
I'm wondering more about the victims and the families.
So, after I did this case and the one I did in Greece... I wonder...
What do you mean the one you did in Greece?
A couple of weeks ago, I did that story of the Greek serial killer.
Oh, yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, the one that was killing everybody with a rock.
Yes. You know, I wonder if either just because of our location, we just don't have access to maybe the internet, the way, you know, their news story and the records and stuff, or if these other countries just aren't into true crime like we are. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, because, you know, when you have a case here, like, when I Googled this guy... When you Google his name, literally every article that comes up is about him literally sticking his dick into an electrical socket. Like, that's the point. Like, oh my God, this serial killer in Germany. But, like, you really had to do some research to, like, find anything about these women. Like, I had to find German articles, translate them to English.
Right.
And the same thing happened with the story in Greece. And I'm wondering if it's just, like, location, that I can't have access to articles that were written in another country, or that... German people, Greek people, European people just aren't into true crime the same way we are. Like, that it's such like a big like money making.
No, I just think that if it's like a local, semi-local kind of thing, that, you know, the less sensationalism a story creates, the less international.
Yeah, but like he killed 5 women, like, and he had like a whole, that would be big news here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, a person who kills 5 women...
Unless, like, they were 5 women of color, and then it would get, like, literally no.
Yeah. And I think this was sort of skewed to, like, oh, these were young girls that were out late at night, and they were at a discotheque, and I don't know their races, actually. I don't know anything about them, or... The only thing I know about their families is Sabine Newman, the 31-year-old woman, the last woman he killed. Her son was 11 when she was killed.
Right.
For 16 years, I didn't know who killed my mother and why. He's 29 when he makes his statement. He was 11 when he found out that his mother was murdered. Now I finally want to know what makes this man tick. How can you kill 5 women and just go on living according to the motto, peace, joy, and pancakes?
Wait, what?
Okay. Now, I knew you were going to react to that. And does that motto sound familiar to you at all? Peace, joy, and pancakes.
I've heard that before, but
I know you have, because I've talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
So when we did the We Ruin Concerts, I think it was We Ruin Concerts episode, I did the story of a German festival.
Yeah.
Called the Love Fest.
Yes.
Where a bunch of people got trampled.
Yeah.
And the Love Festival...
That was a good fucking episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode. And the Love Festival's motto...
Right.
...was peace, love, and pancakes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a German thing, obviously. Yeah. I don't know why, but, like, I guess this was this man's motto. And I didn't add it because I was like, I didn't know why the fuck this would be this guy's motto. Now that you're asking about the families, like, that's, like, translated from his article. Like, how can you kill 5 women and just go on living according to the motto, peace, joy, and pancakes.
I really like that motto.
Me too.
Man, I miss that. That was a good fucking story.
That was a good story, yeah.
Those stories, like...
It was funny because I saw the peace, joy, and pancakes, and I was like, God, that sounds so familiar. Why do I know that?
know.
I copied it and put it in. It was like, Love Festival, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what that is, yeah.
That was such a good story.
Yeah. I mean, no, like lots of people died,
I mean, yeah, lots of people
But it was interesting because when I picked this story, and I told Cindy that I wanted to do a German story, and that's all the information Cindy gets, right? Like, I do make things difficult for Cindy because I'm like, I want food that's on an airplane or whatever. Pick your food from Reddit. But this time I was just like, do German food, which was good because once I got the story, I was like, oh, this is actually a lot smaller than I normally would do.
Right.
And, you know, we try to have a little bit longer of a story so we have some more stuff to talk about. But I thought this was such an interesting case that I really wanted to tell you. I almost skipped it altogether and picked a different German killer. And there are plenty, of course. I mean, but I didn't want to be like, let's talk about Nazis again, or let's talk about World War II again, which, you know, that's my jam. I love that stuff.
Right.
But
not that you love it.
No, but it fascinates me.
Yes.
It really, like, the fact that happened on the scale that it did, just like, I cannot ever wrap my mind around it.
The story that you did, what was that episode called where you covered the, it was like it was one of the We Ruin series.
Okay.
And you talked about the atrocities of the German atrocities and stuff. Oh my God. That episode still stays with me. It might even have been
before that.
Was it?
It might have been when we did like mass casualties or something.
It was like monsters or something.
Yeah, that was when I was talking about the doctors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The boogeyman of World War II.
Yeah, the boogeyman.
Oh my God. Thank you, Cindy.
And actually, I think you were the one talking about the German doctors because I was talking about Japanese ones, I think.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh my God. That shit stayed with me.
Yeah. So like, it does make, you know, we do a lot of American cases because this is where we are, Canada, sometimes Mexico, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see the way serial killers happen in other countries and like the way that it's reacted to by the people and how it's reported. Now, I do have another story I want to tell, not today, obviously, but in looking for a new story, because I panicked when this story like just didn't have enough to it. I just wanted to tell it so bad. But I do have another German story coming up.
Really?
In a couple of weeks. I'll post it so we don't have to have German food twice in a row, but like I'll spread it out. But I do have a German story coming at you soon.
I have a Mexican story next week.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. This one's a cult story.
Cult?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wish I had like more information on the victims or even like a little more information on him and like what he was like. You know, like you do sort of like struggle of like how much do you want to say about the killer, right? Like fuck him.
Right.
But like you do want to like memorialize the people that he killed or at least like give them some sort of respect and honor in what happened to them. But I just don't have the information on it, and I had a hard time finding it.
Unfortunately, when it's international crimes like that...
When it's international, when it's overshadowed by, like, the fuckery that was this guy and what he was into, it's like, not even what he was into, like, just how he died specifically. It's like, don't stick your dick in an electrical socket, dude. And you know those European electrical sockets are real round, you know?
Oh, my God. No, but what he did was he took the cord from the lamp.
I know.
And, like, created a whole...
He created a whole, like, circuit.
I mean...
And then plugged it in. Little spanky spank.
I mean,
Shocky shock.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what? It had to be so fucked, too, because, like, you know, he's in the... And then, like, it probably hurt. And then he was probably like, I like it, but it's... Maybe it's too much. And then he's like, but it feels good. And maybe I should stop. I don't know if I could. And then it got to the point where he probably couldn't because he's like getting shocked real hard.
Right.
And then like...
Well, you'd be surprised how many people like accidentally kill themselves with these like pseudo-sexual...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see sometimes where like with strangulation things and whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that's where this was going to.
Oh, they choked himself?
That he choked himself, yeah.
No, much more fun than that.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he put
much more interesting.
It's much more interesting.
If we're all...
I mean, choking, please. That's like Wednesday.
I wonder if he put... What? I'm sorry. Come again?
Yes,
that's the point.
I wonder if he put the cord directly into his pee hole.
Oh, because that would create, like, liquid is no good.
Right.
Right.
Because that's
and then that would
moist.
be, we don't like moist and electric.
No, because if he wrapped the wire, like if he grounded his nipples and then put the fucking actual electrical,
like coiled it around his
ding dong.
Yeah.
Or
where did he secure it? He had to.
No, this is how I imagine.
Okay.
He grounded his nipples. Right?
Right.
He put the grounding wire on his nipples. And then he...
Ooh, like it would be good if he had those, like,
clamps.
Things that you have you smoke a joint with them?
Yeah, clamps.
Right.
Like little clamps.
Put those on his
pinchers.
nipple. Yeah, right. Little pinchers.
Nipple pinchers.
Right.
So, but I imagine that he split the cord.
Yeah.
He grounded out his nipples, and then he wrapped it around his balls, and then the end of
Down
it...
the shaft.
Down the shaft.
And then maybe around the tip a little bit? I mean, this was...
No, like directly into his pee hole.
Oh, just right into it? Oh, fuck.
Yes. And then he did flick the switch.
Flick the switch, yeah.
And then it was like...
Maybe they Maybe they shouldn't have access to the switch. That's
what I was thinking, yeah.
Like, have access to the lamp, right?
Well,
but that's the thing. I don't think it was so much the switch as much as it was just, let me plug it in.
Right.
He didn't need a switch.
Right, yeah, right.
I mean, he basically...
Because
cut the cable, stripped it, connected himself, and then literally plugged himself in.
This has been electrical talk.
I would love to have a conversation with an actual electrician and be like, how does this fucking work? Because, I mean, it sounds like you guys have the concept down. Yeah.
But there are men that masturbate with vacuum cleaners, so...
Yeah.
And it's not successful from what I've heard.
Oh. Really?
I think the suck is too hard, too powerful. Too powerful
The suck is too powerful.
Yeah, too powerful for suck.
I don't know what articles I was reading, but I remember some of the articles...
for the article.
There was some vacuum cleaners that had a certain like shredding inside the actual vacuum, and
what the fuck?
This was back in the day, and then when they sucked it in, it shredded their shit.
That's why you use the hose. Duh.
It was the hose.
I'd never heard of a vacuum cleaner that had a
we're
shredder.
talking about
the
years
brushes,
ago.
that spin around in there.
Yeah,
that I could see.
I don't know, but it shredded their shit.
The hose.
I have to look up the article.
The hose might feel good though.
Let's go with no.
It's too dry.
Anyway. Listen, you're here. Why don't you fucking just subscribe already?
Just do it.
Just fucking do it. You don't want to miss out on this great ass content.
Listen.
I mean, Dana phoned it in this week, but...
Wow. Listen, we had to sacrifice the length of a story for the interestingness.
We wanted girth.
That's right. Not length this week, girth.
A girthy story.
Right.
It's not
it's
long.
It's just a short. Listen, it's the motion of the ocean, not the size of the ship.
Well, there was motion in this ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
It was electrifying.
It was.
Yeah. So, listen, maybe don't write a review this week.
How dare you?
But, share it with somebody. We have other episodes that were great. I'm just going to keep busting her balls. I promise you next week I will have girth and length.
Oh, okay. Don't make promises you can't keep.
I can't make promises. But, you know what? You can connect with us on fucking Facebook. If you want to know your porn name.
If you want to figure out your birthday and what kind of fucking werewolf you are,
I mean,
maybe that would be in there.
Right.
If you want to see pictures of our listeners in cool shirts that we send them next to fucking cool old cars when they're all posed and looking cool, and you're just like, God, we have cool listeners, man.
Yeah.
Because this bitch is out here rocking straight up pink hair. I fucking love her.
90% of our listeners are rocking straight up pink hair.
I fucking love our listeners.
Yeah, if you want to make a bestie that you have no intention of ever meeting, then that's the place to go. That's where my best friends live.
I mean, yeah, I found out that I have like a Facebook best friend recently, just from our group. Yeah. I didn't know.
So hey, listen, Facebook. If Facebook is not your thing, we're also on Twitter.
If you're not a middle-aged lady that wants to hang out in a Facebook group, you go to Twitter. Cindy's over there hanging out.
Fuck it, yeah.
I'm talking to people on Twitter. It's fun.
lurk.
You lurk? You should post.
I do post once in a blue moon. It's like a fucking treat.
You think?
I'm also we're also on Instagram.
We're on Instagram. You want to see what the food looks like?
Yeah, you want to
You want to see what the cases are about?
Yeah, like
that's the place to find out.
Thank you. We're also on TikTok. You want to see us?
You want to see us say what case we're going to cover each week? Because that's what Cindy's making us do, and we look real stupid doing it.
This train has derailed.
It's over, yeah.
So if you are so inclined to send us a review.
And not just a 1-star lame review with no words.
I mean, yeah.
In it, like, you punk ass bitch.
If you're going to give us a 1-star review, give us fucking... Troll us.
Yeah, at least tell us why we suck.
Yeah, so that we can fucking
drag
decimate you. So we got a 5-star review. I love this podcast. It makes me feel like I'm having weekly dinner with friends, sharing good food and insane crime stories. The hosts are funny, witty, and so charismatic.
Who hosts that show?
They're apparently talking about this.
Oh, wow. All right.
New listener, but I have really enjoyed your last 2 episodes. Now I will work backwards to hear more because your take on true crime cases is wonderful. Now on my must-listen list.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. It's from Petals of Support.
Oh, my God. That's lovely.
I have the feeling that this person just, like, supports everybody.
There was 2 of them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was the other one? I don't know. The other one was like initials or something.
The other one was fuck my work life.
Oh, okay. So the other one was FMWL Pod.
Mm-hmm.
And
it sounded like you read one review. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Those were 2 reviews. Do like they did and review us. Until then, we'll check you out next week. And remember, do not get taken to that second location. Be good or be good at hiding a body. Cheers.
Are you okay? Jesus Christ. You're so fucking loud. You're disgusting and I hate you both. Oh, God. I'm crying. Oh, my God. And holding my peak and I almost fucking beat myself.